Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's short attention span webinar. Kelly, what's an axiom? Am I using this correctly? A sales axiom?
Yeah, it's like a phrase or a like a penny saved is a penny earned. I think
Okay.
those are sort of considered axioms. So
I didn't want to say five sales sayings because that would
yeah,
force me to say five sales sayings.
yeah. No,
And
axiom's cool.
axiom. Okay, so these are five sales axioms. The first one: success breeds success. I had a client yesterday who said, "You know what, Bill? I heard you say that. It's totally true. I was on the phone. I got somebody on. I was prospecting. I got somebody on the phone. I got off. I immediately, instead of doing the task that we talked about, I immediately picked up the phone and called again, and I got somebody else." He
Hmm.
said the whole day was like that. Success breeds success. So, Kelly, the best time to make a sales call is when?
Right after you've had a really good sales call,
Yeah, why?
because you just feel good. I mean, you're all pumped up, you're all full of yourself, and that confidence shows through in your voice. And it just, again, it's like riding a wave. You got to stay on the wave until you crash.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so next one. This one's not so good. You're as good as the last job that you shipped in. First,
Yeah.
what's going on there?
Well, it's really about the short memory of the customers for all of the good things that we do all day long. It's that basically, again, you may say, "I boy, remember 5 years ago all these things I did for you," but it's really that kind of immediacy of what just happened. As long as everything's going good, everything's good. But if everything goes bad or something goes bad, that's what's going to stick in their minds. So I think it also speaks to just remembering that how you handle problems is extremely vital to how you're perceived in the long run with your customers.
And so it's up to us to pat ourselves on the back. When something goes well, we have to remind the customer what we did.
Hmm.
We have to say, thank you for the opportunity to be of service to you. Here's what happened. Here's what we did. Right? Because if we're as good as the last job we shipped in, what happens, Kelly, is we think we're doing a great job. We think we're amazing, but we forget to tell the customer how amazing we are.
Hmm.
So the client might say, "Thanks very much for that job. By the way, I gave that other one away to somebody else." You're saying, "What are you talking about? What happened?"
Right.
They're not as clued into how wonderful you are as you are. So this next one, if you can't sell them what they need, sell them what they want. When I was in college, I cut my teeth on sales in for life insurance company, Northwestern Mutual, great company. And this is one of the things they used to say that so you're talking to a client, and the client would say, "Well, look, you know what? I want to buy a term policy." And you'd ask them qualifying questions when the term policy really wasn't the right thing for them. So you tried to talk to them about a whole life.
Hmm.
And they would say, "Nah, nah." And rather than force the issue, you say, "All right, if I can't sell them what they need, I'll sell them what they want." In in print, in packaging, in labels, it's the same thing, right, Kelly? I mean, they think they know what they want. You think differently.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're in a position to give them what they want, I would absolutely agree with that. It's a little harder to envision, an actual example of it, but I think it has more to do with if you have great ideas and some new technology. Like, for example, you want to do something digital with some variable, and they're just like,
Yep.
nope, I just want my static piece. You just want to continually bring the ideas and discuss those things, but say, and I am absolutely positively happy to continue doing this the way you want to do it. May have something to do with a new mailing idea or something like that. But yeah, I mean, as long as you continue to bring the ideas and you don't give up, the notion of that, I think you absolutely should stay with it, especially if it's business coming in.
Okay. All right. Another big one to remember: you're looking to close the sale. You have asked for the order. Kelly, can we get started on this job? After asking for the sale, the next person to speak loses. What do we as salespeople do too much of after we ask for the sale?
Yeah, we always talk. I call it selling past the close.
Yeah.
You give either you say too much information, or the one thing that I think Bill, you and I really always want to convey to people is that we need to get comfortable in those silences.
Yeah.
And because what we run the risk of is putting words in our clients' mouths that are not the words that belong there.
Right.
It's to say, why is that important to you? Is it because blah, 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 blah? And it's like, no, actually, just ask I'm telling my clients this constantly, ask the question and shut up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, asking that when are we going to get started or when should we get started? Asking a question like that, the only answer they have is a date, right? You ask them, when can we get started?
Yeah.
So, but let them say when it is.
Right.
This is
And then,
applicable to everything.
and then finally, the fastest way to grow your sales volume is to increase, improve, and monitor your sales activity. That's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
There's fundamentals. So your sales are down. You're not having a good quarter or whatever. You look back and say, how do I grow my sales? I increase, improve, and monitor. So I increase, but something that's setting a goal that's reasonable and achievable.
Right.
Right? Why wouldn't I say, hey, I'm going to make 25 calls a day, or I'm going to make 30 calls a day? What happens if you reach a goal that's not sustainable?
Well, it's just, first of all, it isn't sustainable, especially if you're managing a book of business currently. You want to do something that's more like 2. Because if you set a goal of 25 and you hit 18, well, 18 is awesome, but you still feel bad because you didn't hit your goal.
Right.
But if you had a goal of 3 and you made 5, you'd be like, I knocked it out of the park. I did so much better. And it's incremental and it's baby steps. 3 more calls a day is colossally big improvement over what you're currently doing if
Sure.
you're not doing anything.
Sure.
So any positive step is a positive step.
Increase, improve the quality of the call. How many webinars have we given on the subject of doing the pre-call research, having something to say, don't sell print or packaging or labels or signage or whatever you're selling. Solve the problem, earn the order. Another good sales axiom, by the way. And then finally, accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Monitor. This is huge. You've got to have somebody who is saying, did you reach your goals? What are your goals? What's that sales activity goal? And then check in with me. Again, you've got 4 kids, I've got 3, and it's all about the accountability piece there. What if I don't have a sales coach? What if I don't have a Kelly Malazzi? What if I'm a selling owner? What if I don't have anybody I can report to? Where do I find that?
I think you can make yourself accountable to yourself to say, even if you just create a little spreadsheet that has the calls you're going to make every day, and you say to yourself, if I actually do what I'm committed to, which is 2 calls a day, I'm going to do it before 9 a.m., I'm going to do it all week, then on Friday I'm going to take myself out to a movie, or I'm going to go to the driving range. Reward yourself for that as if you were your own boss or something. The other thing would be to partner up with a buddy in your office or something and say, hey, let's do this together. Very similar to the way you would if you were, trying to train for a marathon or something. You'd have somebody that you'd want to work out with. The very same thing here is you'd want somebody within your organization. It doesn't even have to be another salesperson. You could say to your CSR, like, hey, I need you to check me on this every day.
Yeah.
And
that's the way to do it. That's great. All right, so there's a quick 5. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Bill.
And we'll talk to you all next week in another short attention span webinar.